Hello everyone and welcome back to another Universe Sandbox video, and today we're going to be colonising the entire solar system in the latest version of the game, so update 30.0.1, and this was the update that added all of the cool new atmosphere features in the game, and atmosphere layers and all of that, so we can really colonise stuff properly. And this was requested by one of you guys as well, to colonise it in the latest version of the game. So without further ado, let's begin. So Mercury, we're going to be heading to you first. Let's lock onto Mercury. Slow things down, and the first thing we need to do here is most of the objects in this simulation we're going to need to warm up, but this one we're actually going to need to cool down as it's already 130 degrees. So first of all, surface, we need to head to atmosphere. Now if we're going to try and go for Earth-like, we actually need to have roughly around 1 ATM, so I'm going to give Mercury 1 ATM here. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the albedo a bit, and then we're also going to put the zone on here, so this should yeah, so if I change that around, we're going to have it roughly somewhere there. So that's in the green zone. So let's pull it straight to 0 degrees. Let's see how Mercury sort of ends up. Oh, we can see some clouds have shown up as well. Oh, yeah, let's go. Okay, so Mercury's already looking a lot nicer. So it's already warming up nice and easy. Okay, so what we need to do as well is I need to put this to densities, because one thing I've always known in the game is objects that don't have a lot of mass, they can't hold on to water. So what we're going to do is, it's kind of a little cheat, but we're just going to double Mercury's mass up a little larger, so then it will be able to support water. The radius is the same though, so it's just the mass we've changed. And now what we're going to simply do is let time play out. But what we need to do as well, we're going to go to laser material. Obviously we need water. I'm going to slow down, lower the spread, and I'm going to start to spray. Whoa! Hang on, why did that was weird. Looked like Mercury was like glowing hot for a second. What's that all about? Oh, it's the habitable zone. Ignore me. That's just me being stupid. Okay, so Mercury. Let's turn that off. That's really weird. Okay, so we'll throw a nice spray of water in the south and see how that sort of sorts itself out. So Mercury giving a nice big spread of water there. Put some in the north as well. Why not? So a big spread of water there. Looking good. Okay, so Mercury already looking a lot better. So what we need to do now is it's at 29.3 degrees, a little hot on the hotter side of things, so we're going to just increase the albedo just a tad more. We're going to go up to 0.5, and that should hopefully let Mercury warm up a bit, or cool down I should say. So 29.4 degrees, got maybe a little too much water, maybe we're just going to slowly lower that down a bit just to have a bit more land going on, but there we go. So Mercury looking good, and while Mercury is sorting itself out as well, I'm going to keep the good old white clouds. What we're going to do is atmosphere. I think maybe a little more of a bluish shade of atmosphere would be more appropriate for Mercury. So we're going to something like that. Nothing too drastic, but I think maybe just something like that, I'd say. And then opacity, obviously we can increase, decrease, maybe have it slightly increased a bit more. So there we are, already looking a lot better. City lights, we'll throw those on. Looking good. Water, maybe we'll have a slightly different shade. So a bit more just a nice, have a little slightly have a different effect to it. So maybe I'll have it as a slightly more deeper shade of blue, so somewhere like that. There we go, just have a bit of a unique personality to it. So there we are, got the clouds. I don't think Mercury is going to be an object that would have lots of clouds, so we're going to leave the clouds just as the way they are, because obviously we can add thicker clouds and stuff. I mean, if I could add those on, or do I add, maybe I have a slightly bit of thicker, actually, because I mean, would a planet this? I think you'd still think a planet this close to the sun would have a bit of evaporation going on with the water on the surface. Maybe, yeah, maybe I think a bit of a slightly thicker clouds. I mean, is there any other ones we can use? Turbulent, maybe turbulent. Yeah, how about turbulent? Yeah, I'll roll with that. So it's not as thick as the thick, but it's still better than the basic clouds. So I think that's looking good. Okay, so nice. We should see some city lights. Yep, looking good. Cool. Right, so I'd say Mercury's already looking pretty well done, actually. So let's just see how it orbits, or see how it completes an orbit. So I want to keep an eye on that temperature, because we do need to make sure that it's not too hot. There's some water flowing around still. Let's get rid of those. Okay, there we go. Obviously, Mercury has quite a weird rotation as well, so obviously you can see it's some areas are going to be hotter than others, but we can still see it's getting a little too hot for my liking, so we're going to just go straight up. So that should slowly, if we increase the albedo a bit, that'll put it more in the green zone. But remember, its orbit is also strange, because sometimes its orbit's closer to the sun, other times it's further away. So its orbit has got a slightly elliptical shape to it. So you can see some areas it hops into the red zone, then it will hop back out to the green zone. So it has some different seasons going on Mercury. It's still warming up too much for my liking though. So we can increase the albedo a bit more to 0.75. So now it's cooling down a bit, but let's see how far does it goes down. So it's still not having it. So what I'm going to do as well is lower. The infrared emissions are really low. Okay, so we just need to increase albedo then just to make it cooperate a little better. So, I mean, I can always just do this. And then I think, hey, I did put you at 4 ATM. Go back to 1 ATM. There you go. What's that all about? There you go. That'll sort itself out. So that'll cool down nicely. I'm pretty sure I didn't put it to 4 ATM, guys. I don't know if I'm completely blind, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. Okay, so let's see how that sorts itself out. So, see, we've put it in a bit of the blue zone now, so we actually need to lower the albedo back, because we obviously went too much with it, so we're going to put it back there. 29.30, no, still not having it. Just try and, it's just all about finding the correct spot. So 0.64, how about that? Nope, still not having it. 0.71. No, okay. So it's 1 ATM, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. 0.73. So obviously its orbit is still a bit bizarre. No, I think we do need a little more. 7.7. Still not having it. It's all about just finding that correct area. So let's make it a little more reflective. 0.81. Surely that would be enough to. In Mercury, maybe it's a hotspot. Maybe it'll be a hotspot tourist destination. We can see the hottest areas go up to about 70, 80. So it's still pretty spicy hot here. So all due to its obviously bizarre rotation, because it goes around the sun faster than it rotates. Okay, there we go. Looks like we found a better spot there. So we need to go to 0.87. So let's try going back to 0.83. Just all about finding that sweet spot. No, it's a little too cold. No, we're not liking that. A little 7.9. Okay. That's looking better. Yep, that's looking nice. Okay, let's check its stats as well. So it's... Okay, yeah. Interesting. So it's slowly sorting itself out. Oh, looks like we have some polar caps going on as well. Check it out. Where are we? Well, if we look up here, looks like there's a bit... Is that a cloud? I don't know if that's a cloud, but I think that's some ice, actually. So that's looking pretty good. Okay, so what we're going to do as well is... So we've got Mercury the way we want it. So it's got some polar caps going on it as well. Looking good. But what we need to do is we need to make it look a little more colonized. So surface-wise, magnetic size. What's going on here? So it's actually got a magnetic field. It's actually... There you go, give it a nice magnetic field to hang on to as well. It's actually getting bigger. I don't know why it's doing that, but okay. Well, it's got plenty of protection now. So what we're going to do, appearance, looking good. So you can see one side is more covered in, one side is more land, the other side is more ocean. So pretty cool. So we'll just pause it there for now. So, surface colours, what are we thinking? That looks pretty awesome, not going to lie, the dark red. Maybe it can have some sort of reddish... Nah, that looks silly. No, this is definitely got to be some sort of. I mean, it's not going to be a vibrant green, but I think it does need to still look prettier than just the basic one. So maybe have some sandy yellow on it as well. So it's still sort of like a work in progress, colonized world, but it's on its way there. So it's got like a sandy tropical look to it, is what I'm sort of getting from this. It's also got some snow in the higher areas. What do you think of that? Is the yellow a little overkill? Maybe just tune it down a bit, just so it's not as dominant. But there you go. I think that's a pretty good looking Mercury, actually, there. What do you think of that? I think it's looking pretty nice. So there's Mercury. Cool. Yeah, I like it. I think that's a nice, a good design. So let's just keep an eye on its temperature, though. Let's just see where it sorts itself out. So it still looks like its temperature does fluctuate a lot, just due to its orbit. So it's all about just finding that right area. So let's go up to 0.82, just to give it that reflectiveness it needs. Okay. So it is on the hotter side of things, but obviously I think that's to be expected with being this close to the sun. There's its stats there as well, so it's yeah, similarity is still changing. Okay, cool, nice. So that's looking good. Alright, so there's Mercury done. I'm happy with that. So what we'll do is as well, we'll save the simulation and we'll just call it oh, it looks like I can't spell apparently, so let's put that back to the way it was. A solar system, and we'll put it as yeah, colonized. Voila. Cool. So, first planet done, Mercury. Looking good. Right, so next up, we'll hop back to Mercury at a later point as well, just to see how we're doing. But Venus, obviously like Mercury, we need to tune the atmosphere down a bit, because that is obviously way too much atmosphere for Venus. We do not need all of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to head straight down to surface. And where are we? So we need to head to the infrared atmosphere layers. We're going to go straight down to 2. And there you go. So it's nicely in the blue zone now. Let's see how that cooperates. We should see Venus slowly tune down. And what we also need to do as well is turn off the habitable zone now. Atmosphere, maybe the thickness would start to dissolve away so you can actually see the surface underneath. So it's still going to have, I think Venus will still have to keep its more thick sort of atmosphere appearance to it. I think that comes with Venus really. Keep it so it still does have some Venus sort of traits to it. It's got to have its sort of thick atmosphere. So there we go. So I think we tune Venus down. So this is cooling down. Okay, so let's see where that sorts itself out to. Okay. Was it getting too cold? Ooh, it is. No, it's not. Okay. So, where are we? So, 80. It's still got 91 ATM though. Whew. So I think that obviously needs to go down to, I don't know, 1.1. There you go. So see how that. So it's getting cold again. So what we need to do is atmosphere layers. I'll give you an increase. Put this back on as well so we can see what's going on. And Venus's orbit is obviously a lot more circular than Mercury, so we should be able to find a nice sort of balance. A lot easier than Mercury. So let's see where that sorts itself out to. I don't know why there's ice on the top. We haven't even added any water to it yet, so a bit weird, but okay. Okay, it's going into the positive temperatures. That is what we are after. Awesome. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on actually, what we'll do is we'll put these up. Actually, we can see it all play out. Actually, so let's watch this. So we'll have all that up. Right. Okay. So let's slow down time. So this is Venus at the moment. So turn all this off. Material, water. Right. Let's give Venus a nice spread. Material. So you can start to see immediately as time plays out, Venus is getting a nice. Venus is going to slowly get a nice increase of water in the south as where we're shooting it at the moment. So keep an eye on the mini map at the top. You'll be able to see it all go down. We'll give some areas in the top as well, and also some random spots in the middle. So the equator is probably still going to be the hotter point. So let's just give Venus random pieces of water to sort of splash onto the surface. But there you go. Okay, so look on the mini map now. Yeah, and already it's looking like a way cooler object. So there you are. Now I think what we need to do as well as Venus, I think the atmosphere needs to be detuned a bit more to a bluer shade. There you go. So what do you think of that? I'm not changing the clouds. I think the clouds, it's Venus, it's always going to have its clouds. So I'm going to leave those the way they are. But it's just finding that sort of, I mean, if Venus has always been known as Earth's twin, I think we've got to have it as a very similar Earth bluish shade. It's got to be quite similar to the Earth itself. So maybe not that blue, but somewhere around there, I think. Okay, city lights, will throw those on, and then we go under here. I mean, maybe Venus, it always is going to keep its more slightly thicker shade, so not somewhere there, 42, so it's still got that a lot thicker shade there, but look, cool. I'll roll with that. And then solid surface, so we can go to custom, and then finding a cool color for Venus. I mean, if we're making it like Earth's twin, it's got to have the full package of life looking areas. So I always like having the sandy yellow with a dark green. I think they look really cool. So it's just about finding the perfect balance with the colours, something like that. What do you think of that? If we look underneath, I think that'll probably be a lot better. Okay, yeah, I think that's looking good. So you've got the green, you've got the sandy, more desert areas, the beaches. Let Venus turn around a bit as well. Okay. So it's a little more ocean heavy, but obviously Venus's elevation kind of makes it that. So, yeah. I think that's looking really good. Got a bigger chunk of land here, the big continent there. Clouds back on, and there you go. I think that looks really good actually. So, what do you think of that? It's a proper colonized up Venus. No, I just want to. Yeah, but the thick clouds, they're a must-have, I think. So there you go, 45 degrees, though. Nah, a little too much there. We'll lower the infrared. Let's just look at its. There you go. So does this actually? It does change it a bit. So let's lower the infrared down. Atmosphere layers. Tune those down a bit. Okay, let's see how it plays out now. 14. Nah, still too warm. Let's halve that down to 4. Surely that'll be okay. Let's see how that plays out. Okay. Cool. I want it to be around 15 or 12 to 15. I want it to be exactly Earth stats, effectively. It's Earth's sister planet. We need to make it very similar. So, okay, no, it's getting a little too cold. Let's go up to 6 atmosphere layers. Okay, it's warming up again. Okay, maybe 5 then. Let's try and get it the perfect balance. 15.3. Okay, so it's still warming up a bit. Okay, Venus has also always been quite reflective. We'll increase the albedo just a tad more to 0.9 to try and find that perfect balance of around 12 degrees. 10 to 12 degrees is where we're going to aim. No, it's still... Meh. Okay. 8, 9. Oh, okay. We found a balance there. It's looking pretty consistent. Okay, what we'll do is we'll go down to 0.88. And that should be it. I'm hoping that should be where we roughly want him. No, it's got a little warm. Okay, I think that's got to be 0.87. I think that's probably going to be the best. No, it's still... Oh, no, I increased it more. No, we need to go to 0.89, not 87. Yes. Okay, there you go. Oh, we've got some polar caps that are going on it. Let's check it out. So we've got some ice. Ice on Venus. Whoever would have imagined that? But there you go. Look at that. I think that's a great looking world. Got the thick clouds, obviously to roll with Venus. But there you are. Colonized Venus. It's quite a nice archipelago underneath as well with all the land. So, Venus. What do you think of that? Let's check its stats as well. I think it's going to have some pretty good stats. Yeah, 98 and 30 there. Looking good. Nice. So there's Venus. So there we go. So Mercury, how's Mercury doing as well? 6 degrees at Mercury. Okay, yeah, we can roll with that. So slightly cooler. But I think what I will do is just... so that's actually in its closer area to the sun here. So actually just want to have a full orbit of Mercury, see how it sorts itself out. So let's just see how Mercury behaves in a full rotation or full orbit. Okay, I'm thinking just a tiny bit more temperature to it. So we're going to lower the albedo down to 0.8. Just to give it a little more kick to it. So we'll see how that sorts itself out. So Mercury, Venus, done. Okay, next up we have Earth. Now, Earth, already fully built for us. Don't need to do anything there. But Earth does have a moon. And the moon needs to be colonized. So what we need to do is here, we need to replace the Earth with the moon. Or with Earth again. Because I can't add the moon to this. So, the replace. So, basic Earth. Open Earth up. And then add the moon. So the moon should spawn in there. Press play, so that's orbiting it. Then I need to replace back with the proper Earth I had. So we need... Where are we? So let's go to customs. That one there. Okay, so that's got all of its cool features back. Alright, now the moon. So, if we look here, the moon needs a bit of atmosphere to it. So straight away, we're going to add some atmosphere. Now, there is an issue with the moon. I did some experiments on this. When you add water to the moon, it can't hold it. And the only way to make the moon hold on to water is to increase the mass. But the only issue is when I increase the mass, it upsets the orbit around the Earth. It starts to create a binary with the Earth. So unfortunately, we can't add water to the moon. But we can still make it look like it has water. So let's see how I do this. So what we need to do here is atmosphere pressure. I'm just going to go to basic 180 m. And then down here, going to give it some layers. Let's make it on the warm side of things there. So somewhere around there. That'll increase the moon. We can see the atmosphere on it. It's added an atmosphere straight away. Very, very thick, dark brownish shade. So we're going to immediately get rid of that. We're going to put it to a more interesting colour. Or maybe more of a pale colour, actually. And obviously what we need to do is just get rid of all that. Don't need all that atmosphere on the moon. So somewhere around there. Something like that. Okay. Slower, a bit more. Somewhere there. Okay. City lights, of course. Need to add that around there. How's the temperature doing? 5 degrees. Okay, we'll let that sort itself out. Right. So, if I add water, it just loses it all. Look, see here. Immediately, it just loses it all. The moon cannot hold on to water, unfortunately. So, what we're going to do instead, we need to go to here. Clouds as well, turn the opacity up so you can actually see the clouds. So you got a bit of clouds on the moon. Casual. So there you go. And now what we need to do is go all the way down here. Solid surface. Now this, I put this to blue, put it to a deeper shade of blue, somewhere around there, and then I want to make this all sort of earth-likey green. You can already start to see that from a distance. Or if you didn't see that, you'd think that had water on it. So that's how we're going to look. So in the game, unfortunately, we can't do water, but visually we can still make it have the temperature and make it appear as it has water. So that's what we're going to roll with, unfortunately, because that's all we can do. So we're just going to turn all off. So that's what it looks like underneath. So I'm thinking maybe we put this as the blue instead and have this as green. How does that? No, that looks silly. No, I think the low elevation needs to be the watery blue. Then this needs to be more of a greeny shade. So you get something like that. But I think this just needs to be just to get that true sort of water appearance on it. Somewhere there. I think obviously without the atmosphere it's quite hard to sort of see it. Once you add all that back on, it doesn't look too bad really. So let's just lower that down a bit because I think that's a little overkill. Maybe the moon's like a work in progress colonization at this point, so it's still not fully there, but yeah, it's getting there. So and it's all about just finding the perfect balance of the colours there. So there you go. I mean, I think that's the best we can really do for the moon, unfortunately, because we can't really add actual water to it as we already tried. So yeah, so it's a shame really, but there you go. It's just trying to find that sort of bluish shade of water there. But I think something like that. I think that's really the best I can do in this circumstance. So looking underneath though, I mean, yeah, it's on it could be better, but I mean, I'm gonna roll with it. So there you go. So it still looks colonized. I mean, let's be honest. If you look at that at range, I mean, if you just look at it from this point of view, you'd say up away say that has water on it. You would not be able to tell the difference. So yeah, just imagine it like that. There you go. So colonized moon around the Earth. So if we have a look from Earth, let's land. Where are we? So oh yeah, okay, so let's land in Asia over here. So and then have a look around. And if we look in the sky, we should see a blue moon. Unless I'm completely blind. Moon, where are you, moon? Ah! Aha! So there you go. Blue moon. Looking good. So there you go. Nice. Looking good. So there's a colonized moon. So we'll see how that sorts itself out. But that is really the best we can do, unfortunately, because we can't add water to it. So it's very, very annoying. But there you go. So the moon. There you are. Nice. Cool. Right, now moving out to Mars, the next customer here. So this is the last of the inner planets now. And as we can see here, Mars, unlike the ones we've done so far, Mars we actually need to warm up, as it is too cold. So what we need to immediately do is ATM. Let's go increase the ATM up straight away. So atmosphere pressure. I'm going to go to 0.9. Voila. And then infrared, we're going to turn that up. And let's also look here. So look at the zone. So it's nowhere near where it needs to be, so we're going to increase the infrared. And then if we go down here as well, atmosphere there, we're going to double it, triple it, go a little further, go to quads, go to 4, maybe we need to go to 5, give Mars a bit of temperature it needs. Let's see how it sorts itself out now. So we should start to see it warm. Put it straight to 0 degrees, it is warming up, looking great, nice. Okay, cool. Now what we need to do is, obviously Mars needs some water. So if we slow down time, turn all this off again. So Mars, I know for a fact that Mars's water would be in the lower elevation, which is in the south. Most of the low elevation in Mars is more in the south. So we're going to immediately spray water and make a big ocean in the south, and we'll sort of fill that crevice area up there as well. So let's let Mars fill up. We'll add the bits up here as well, so you can slowly watch as the map gets filled. But yeah, all of this area here is where it needs to go really. So nice big spray on Mars in the south there, and also a bit in the north as well. Just because we know Mars does have a North Pole area there, so a nice bit of splash in the water there. Looking good. Well, we can see it starting to fill up there. Look, there you go. That's looking good. Nice. But yeah, a bit more in the north, please. Come on. But look at the mini map already. That's looking really cool. So there you go. Nice. So there's a liquid water depth. Okay, so let's let the simulation play out. See how Mars sorts itself out once that water starts all flowing around. Okay. Looking good. There we go. And now if we head to appearance, clouds, atmosphere. Clouds need to turn up. Goes to a nice amount of clouds. I don't think thick clouds are really what we need, so we have some fluffy clouds on Mars, why not? So, there you go. Lower this down, because it's obviously quite thick at the moment, because it is in a dust storm preset. So, there we go. Looking good. Looking very, very nice. Let's go some more slightly blue shade of clouds. Somewhere around there. Yeah, something like that. It's a slight shade of blue clouds. Oh, that is so cool how that's all filled up. That's looking cool. Right, and then down to city lights. I mean, it's the red planet. We're going to go red lights on Mars. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's looking good. Right, okay. So we see a lot of ocean. Nice big continent in the middle, though, but yeah, it's looking good. Nice. Also, you got the volcanoes as well showing up nicely. Then I'm going to head down to solid surface. Water, I'm going to have a slightly more diluted shade. So like more of a slightly, almost like a greenish shade. And then down here, low elevation, I'm going to go with a super dark sort of green there. The atmosphere is still way too thick for my liking. Let's lower that down. So I'm still going to keep its original sort of reddish shade. This is sort of a trademark of Mars, isn't it? So I'm going to roll with that. But yeah, just need to have it so it's not too much. So 0.2. Just want a bit showing up, but not too much. So somewhere there, and oh, that looks fantastic. Look at that. I really look at the mini map though. That looks great. Okay, so let's have a look underneath. And that's what we got so far. So I think the blue's a little, the water's a little too much. So I'm gonna go a little somewhere there. Oh, that looks great. Look at that. Oh yeah. Okay. Maybe the oh god no. Oh right. Maybe sort of a murky, brownish, muddy colour, something like that. So it still has Mars' sort of dusty sand dune areas, but yeah, it is slowly going green. It is getting colonised up. Got a bit of ice in the north as well, starting to form. That's looking good. I really like the way that looks. That's a fantastic looking build, I think. Of course, you've got the clouds, atmosphere. Was it fluffy and thick? And I want to go to wispy and fluffy. How about that? Now, is that a good-looking Mars or not, or what? Because I think that looks great. I think that's a great-looking Mars. I really like that. I think that... Look at the mini-map on that. I think that looks so good. I can't open it up, unfortunately, but I'll get a bigger view of it. But I think that is... I think that's a fantastic-looking build, I have to say. I mean, I don't know if it's just me. You guys give me some feedback, but what do you think of that? I think that's a great-looking Mars. That looks... That's my favourite one by a mile. That one looks so good with the Mars texture. Alright, awesome. So, there we go. That is cool. That is really, really cool. So, Mars done. So, let's turn all that off. Just keep an eye on the other objects. How's Mercury doing? So, currently at 15 degrees on Mercury. Looking good. Venus, 12 degrees. I mean, that's perfection. Obviously, there we go. Mars, how are we doing with you? 45? No way. Okay. Let's change things up here. Okay, I'm gonna lower the layers down. I'm gonna go back to 4. See how Mars sorts itself out now. So, still increasing. You're having a laugh, Mars. Get out of here. Lower it down again. There you go. That's better. That's looking better. Okay. So it takes a while, obviously, for it to cool down. Let's see where it eventually ends up. 25 degrees? No, a little too warm. No, I think Mars needs to be a little more of a cooler. Around 10 degrees is probably where I'd aim to put Mars. So lower it down to 2. That should be enough to really get it into 5, 3, 2, no, right on the borders. It does look cool with the ice, I have to say, but can you go 2.5? No. Increase the infrared a bit. How about that? Just a tad more. Okay, so what we could do as well is instead of changing the layers, we'll slightly alter the albedo. We'll lower the albedo so it absorbs a little more light. Just to give it a slight kick. No, it's close. Lower the albedo a bit more. Wait, 0.2. And then here, increase the infrared a bit more. 3, 4. Okay, if it could sit around 5 degrees, it'd be more comfortable. It's still a little cooler than the other worlds. But I mean, it is further from the sun, I guess, so you could roll with that. But I think with the ice, it does actually look really good, though. I mean, oh, the ice makes it look even better, I think. Look at that. But I think it is a little too much ice, so I think what we need to do is it's got to be free. I think we've got to have 3 layers, unfortunately, and see roughly where that sits. 13, 14 years, and it's getting warmer again. So lower this and increase this one. Okay, let's see where it sort of sits now. I mean, 10 degrees would be the target. 11, 12, okay, 10, 11, 12, yep, alright, yep, I'll roll with that, that's fine. Yes, let's go with that. So there's Mars, so it still keeps the polar cap areas as well, so it's looking good. Slow down time a bit. There you go. Yes, now that's just a complete build. That looks good, I like that. Maybe a little water heavy. I mean, should I decrease the water a bit, guys? You be the judges of that, let me know in the comments. But I think that is a great looking, I think that looks fantastic. So there's Mars, done. Right, so that is all of the inner planets done, but there's one more object in the inner solar system which I think is worth a visit, and that is Ceres. So if we go to the asteroid belt here, so where are we? Ceres. There it is there. So what I will do is, just so we're lighting it up a bit more, we'll increase the colour up a bit, just so it shows up a bit more. There it is, right, Ceres. So, now this is a similar issue to Mercury. We need to increase the mass of Ceres so it can support water. So what we need to do is, we're going to go to density, we're going to lock that. But mass, we can go to 0.1 Earths. Now, it should be enough to hold it. So it's now a planet orbiting the sun, so that's pretty awesome. And then, first of all, Ceres, I need an atmosphere to roll with it. So let's immediately go for something. So, 1.2. Okay. So you can really see it's got a nice blue shade actually showing up. The default Ceres atmosphere on it. Yeah. Got some clouds to it as well, why not? Yeah. Okay, then this one. Bit of atmosphere to roll with it as well. Now, Ceres has a very weird texture, so I'm going to add just small bits of water to it because I don't know how it's going to cooperate. So, oh! Now that's a big splash of water. Okay, you know what? Why not? Let's roll with that, see how that sort of sorts itself out. So, half ocean, half land. But I don't know, it's a little weird, isn't it? I kind of want that water to flow around a bit more. Okay. Now, there needs to be water on this side. There has to be. It can't just all be there, I don't think. Material, just a tiny bit. Oh, that's way too much water, though. Ooh. I think it's, okay. Or maybe we just have it as an ocean-heavy world. I don't know. But there's Ceres. Now, you can't customize the surface color on this either, because it's when you customize its surface, it goes all weird. The texture goes all funny. So I'm just going to leave it as the bog standard texture and just roll with that. So I'm just going to lower it a bit more manually though, just to get a bit more land to show up. Yeah. Okay. Now it's all about just finding the temperature from the series. Let's put it to 0 degrees. Okay. So it's getting too cold. Atmosphere layers, you're up. So infrared turn you up as well. Let's see. So we're nowhere near the zone, so we need to have some big increases there. Layers, I'm going to go straight up to there. Let's try there. See how that works. Okay, that should give it some temperature. So let's see where Ceres sits here. So it should, I mean, anywhere works. I mean, anything around 5 to 20 degrees would be happy with me. So let's see where it sits. Okay. No, it's 15, 14, 13, 12. Go to 12. Ooh, okay. Oh, Ceres really is warming up. Okay, that's a bit more near the blue circle. Okay, no, we need more than that then. Go up to 8. I mean, even if it is in the minuses, I mean, it's still looking better. So, but yeah, I do want it to, in theory, be positive degrees. So. 10 atmosphere layers. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, no, just a bit more. We need to go to 11, maybe. Oh, no, it is. No, I think it was warming up there. Was it? Okay. Okay, I think it just needs a little more. No, I think that's fine. I think that looks good. So, let's just zoom in on Ceres. How are we doing here? So, Ceres, hello. Slow you all the way down, and there's Ceres. More basic looking, but yeah, you can't customize the surface color, so there we are. But maybe what we could do is maybe a little more of an interesting shade of atmosphere going on. Then what we can do as well, just make it look different. Go with a different shade of water. Maybe have a more greenish shade of water. Just so it still has a little more, still looks a little more greeny, which is maybe what we're after here. So, where we have a bluer atmosphere with a green oceans. Yeah, I think that looks pretty vibrant, actually. What do you think of that? Yeah. And then clouds. Oh, no way. I think that may be a bit overkill on the clouds, I have to say. Something like that. I think that looks quite good, actually. Fluffy and fluffy. So let's go with fluffy and sparse. Maybe we go with no, wispy cloud. Yeah, why not? Wispy. I'm liking it. I think it looks good. Bit of green going on there as well. The green oceans. There you are. What do you think of that? So there's Ceres. Done. Looking good. So, that's the inner solar system complete. So, looking good. So if we just get a lineup of them all actually now. So, head all the way down here to Venus. So obviously Earth. Didn't do any customizations to Earth. Says Earth, Venus, Mars. Looking good there. There's the Mercury. Then we have the moon. See, you can't tell the moon doesn't have water on it. No way. It looks like it does. So we're rolling with it. But there you go. That is a cool looking lineup so far. And then lastly, Ceres at the bottom there. Very, very pleased with the way Ceres turned out, though. I think it looks great. So there you go. Cool. So that is it for part 1. I think we have to do multiple parts on this because otherwise we'll be here for a long time. So that is part 1 of creating a fully terraformed, colonized solar system in update 30 of Universe Sandbox, guys. So let me know thoughts, opinions down below in the comments. Anything you think I should change, let me know down below in the comments as well. But I think for a start, so that's part 1, the inner solar system. So yeah, what do you guys think of that? I'm very pleased with the way that's turned out. I mean, Mars and Ceres are definitely my favourites, but yeah, I think that's a cool lineup we have so far. So yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts, opinions. Definitely let me know down below in the comments. And yeah, if that all said and done, make sure you subscribe for more. Helps in the journey to 24,000 subscribers. Let's see if we can get a subscriber goal. Try and get 24,000 before the midway through May. So make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already and share the video around. But yeah, with that all said and done, guys, make sure you have a great day. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.